Jackson back with you at Song Mentor. Today's relaxed selection is People Get Ready, a hit for the Impressions in 1964 and written by their guitar player, Curtis Mayfield. Well, this song has received so many accolades, I can't even begin to tell you. Rolling Stone magazine calls it the 24th greatest song of all time. A panel of judges and recording industry writers, including Paul McCartney and Brian Wilson, rated it in the top 10 songs ever written. That's pretty serious praise for People Get Ready. There's a wonderful version by Rod Stewart with Jeff Beck on guitar, and some great other versions have been recorded over the years. It's just a superior song. So I thought we'd present it here. Here's Curtis Mayfield's People Get Ready. All right, such a wonderful song and so many great versions. I found it a little bit difficult to try to decide what to keep and borrow and synthesize into the version that I'm going to teach you today. But I'm happy with what I've come up with. I think it's unique. If you learn it this way, you'll play it like probably perhaps no one's ever played it. But it'll be faithful enough to the song, which is a gorgeous song, that I think you'll be happy with it. The key that was the first decision, and the original key is far too high. So what I've decided to do is we'll capo the 2nd fret and play it in open G formation, which means really we're playing it in A. That's the key that Seal did it in, actually. His version was in A, but we're not playing A, we're playing a G. I've also decided to incorporate a key change, i.e. the Rod Stewart, Jeff Beck version. I really like what they did there. So we'll put a key change in for the last verse, which means we're going to go from playing G-based chords to A-based chords in that last verse. And it also adds to the difficulty of the lesson because it adds to the number of chords. We'll try to do a little bit of guitar work in there. I won't do justice to what Jeff Beck does, which is amazing, but just a little bit of the flavor of what he tried to do. All right, let's get started by showing you the chords you need for People Get Ready. And the first chord you need is an open G chord. Then you need a G sus, which is played with the G actually. And all you're going to do there is take your first finger and add it to the 3rd fret. And when I say 3rd fret now, I mean the actual 3rd fret on the guitar. 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Open G, G sus. And you need an E minor, an open C chord, and this chord, and I'll put it on the screen here because I'm going to look it up in a moment here. Just a quick, and you know, the fingering of this chord is 3rd finger's on the G note there, or on the 5th fret with the capo on, and your 2nd finger is on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. The 3rd finger mutes the 5th string, and you end up with this. So make sure you've got that sound. We're going to throw that chord in there, and it'll be on the screen by now because I will have found out what it's called. You need an A minor. And then the in-between instrumental bit between every verse, I've decided to go with, again, what we call a super G chord, or an enhanced G chord. So you play that regular G and then just leave these 2 fingers here, and you're going to leave these this one finger across these 2 strings for the next 3 chords. So you're covering the 5th fret of the 2nd and 1st string with your pinky. Then you're playing G, E minor with fingers 1 and 2, and again these fingers stay there, and then C, and then back to G. So that middle section between every verse goes like this. Those are the chords you use for that. Then when we get to the key change, we need an open A, we need an F sharp minor chord, F sharp minor bar chord, an open D, and a B minor bar chord. All right, that's a lot of chords, so we'll review them very, very quickly for you. Open G, G sus, E minor, C. This chord, whatever it's called, we'll find out. A minor. Then the super G, E minor, and C. Open A, F sharp, minor, open D, and B minor. All right, let's get started and put all this together. All right, let's start with the intro, which runs through the basic chord progression of the song and adds that G6 add 9 that we researched there. So something like this. And that's a nice little intro. Okay, so to slow it right down for you, so the first 4 beats are G, G sus, G, E minor. Then I've got a little, which is just hammering from open to 4th fret there. And then just a quick down, up, down on the C chord. And then right after that, you've got to switch to that G6 add 9. So you just move that C chord a little bit and go to that. This is really the only tricky part of this intro. But I think it's effective sound, so I think we'll go for it. So the G6 add 9, and then back to the open G. So to review slowly. Second time through. So the second time through, we start the same way. Same 4 beats, and then I'm just playing a little. So hammering on the 5th string to the 4th fret, and then open 4th string, and then strokes down on the C, 1 stroke down on the G. The whole thing nice and slowly. Okay, playing through the verse is all about feel. So we want to simplify it, but we want to have a real nice feel to it, and we don't want it to dominate the singing because the, sort of the vocal in this is really important, message and the gospel feel and that sort of thing. So, something like that. So the progression 3 times through is we're going from G to E minor to C and back to G. 3 times through, and then the 4th time we're going to take that G and do a little transition note to get to the E minor. So we're going to go from the E minor chord. Of course, again, it's not an E minor, it's an F sharp minor in pitch. But we're going from 5 to 4 to open there. So we go from the G minor to an E minor to an A minor, and then finish up with a. Notice I'm cutting and palm muting at the end of the chords. I don't want to let them ring. I want that feel that I'm creating there with the palm muting. there's the strumming for all the verses. And this is really, I have to tell you, it's really hard to hold the guitar still for me. And when I'm singing, it's going to be even harder because you really want to... You want to bounce around a little bit and get that nice feel. So there are the verses. Let's do a playthrough of the intro and the first verse with lyrics.
People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord.
Right, next up I'm going to show you what I've come up with for in-between verses. And it's just cycling through those 3 chords again, but played with that super or enhanced chord style. So something like this. And that happens between each and every verse. And along with that, I'm going to get you to play just a little, and this is if you have somebody playing with you, of course. Okay, I'll show you what that is. We're sliding up here, we're using the 4th and 5th strings, and we're sliding up to fret 7. So we slide up to 7 and we go 4th string, 5th string, 4th string, and then slide up to 9 on the 3rd string. Like that. 7, 7, 7, 9. The last time you just stay on the 4th string, 7th fret. So when we play those two together, which I'm going to do in just a moment for you, you can see how we accomplish filling in between verses. But let's take a closer look at that strumming. Notice there's a couple little fraps in there. We're using some muted slaps and opening up the chords or lifting our fingers off the chords, so we get this. See at the end? Da 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 is kind of not chorded. One time slowly. Let's put the two together and hear what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3.
Don't need no chicken, you just thank the Lord. People get ready, there's a train Jordan.
All right, so you're going to play 3 full verses and sing 3 verses of People Get Ready. When we get in between verses 3 and 4, we're going to use that instrumental bit that we've been playing here as a transition to a key change. So we are going to play this one time through. Like that. And then we're going to switch to these chords. And that's an A, F sharp minor, an open D, and back to the A. And so to correspond with the chording key change, we're going to play this along with it. Okay, so the first two are the same because we're in G. And then we're going to slide up, instead of sliding up to 7, we're going to slide up to 9 and up to 11 on the third string. And then the last one stays on 9. Okay, so again it's... And so that takes us to the final verse, which of course is in the key of A, which is really the key of B. But what we'll do is we'll just do a little playthrough right now of coming out of that transition and into that final verse. Here we go.
So people get ready for the train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord, yeah.
All right, there are lots of choices for ending this song, but I think we're going to end it, again, borrowing from the Rod Stewart, Jeff Beck version. So we're coming out of that final verse, and there's that where we hit that B minor chord. It's
Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord, yeah.
and then from that point on, we're going to play this progression, the A, F sharp minor, D, and A, 6 times. Twice without any vocal. And then the third time and the fourth time, we're going to sing I'm Getting Ready. And the last 2 times, numbers 5 and 6, we're going to sing This Time I'm Ready. And then we're going to end on a big A chord. Just before we do that playthrough, I want to make sure that I do remind you of that little rundown in the key change, which goes from the A chord, and then with your third finger, you're going to grab the 6th fret of the 6th string, and then the 4th fret is going to be part of grabbing the F sharp minor. So it's... Okay, let's do the playthrough of that ending.
You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord, yeah.
All right, fine-tuning for People Get Ready. Thank you, Curtis Mayfield. What a great tune. We played it in the key of A, capoed the 2nd fret and used open G to play it, then modulated up a full step. Now, if that becomes difficult for you singing-wise, you don't need to do that. Just ignore the key change and continue playing in the key of G. People get ready. There's a train a-coming. We'll see you next time on Song Mentor.